to the Workforce Connections podcast, where we discuss workforce development in Southern Nevada. Here's your host.
Welcome to the WC podcast. I'm Malik Williams, a project coordinator here at Workforce Connections. And today I have the pleasure of speaking with two of our partners from the One Stop System, Yvette Bayless and Joe McClintock. Yvette and Joe, welcome.
Thank you. Good to be here.
Glad to have you here. Why don't you just introduce yourselves briefly and tell us a little bit about who you are and what role you're in, Yvette?
So I'm Yvette Bayless. I'm the project director, and I oversee the adult dislocated worker, some of the youth program, and also CSTEP at the One Stop Career Center.
Wonderful. And Joe?
I'm Joe McClintock. I recently moved here from New Mexico to Nevada. I've been here about a month. I lead an amazing team of business service representatives, and we help businesses find talented employment, and we help them invest in training employees for their workforce.
Awesome. Well, welcome again to both of you. And I know neither one of you is actually from Nevada, right?
Right.
That's correct.
So
We're both from New Mexico.
Both from New Mexico. Okay.
Yeah.
So how did you end up here?
So I was approached by my leadership for an opportunity to come to Las Vegas. So I am someone who's pretty adventurous, so I thought Las Vegas was a great idea. It was a perfect time for a change. So I took the chance, and I'm glad I'm here.
Wonderful. Well, we're glad to have you here, too. And yes, Las Vegas is a great place for adventurous people, right?
Yes,
Sure
it's beautiful here.
All right. Joe, how about you?
Well, I've been working with the workforce systems for over a decade, and over the years you get to learn what other states are doing. And Las Vegas has one of the most innovative, progressive workforce systems in the country. So I was given the opportunity to entertain coming out here and being part of the system out here. And of course, I jumped at it. I thought it was time for me to, like Yvette says, it was time for some change. When you do something for a while, you gain a lot of skill, and you want to go out there and practice it and put it into action. And sometimes you start over to do that. So.
Nice. And let me tell you, I know I'm personally glad that you're here, especially because I do a lot of work with our business hubs and with business services team. So I was really glad that you came on board and decided to help run that team. Now, tell me, first impressions. I know you're not that new anymore, Yvette, but first impressions of living in Las Vegas.
So I've been here for 8 months. I was actually very surprised that there's so much nature here. There's mountains, and it seems like there's the different pieces of the world all in one place. It's so beautiful. I got the chance to go hiking, and then if I want to be in the city, I can go to the city. It's really beautiful.
Yeah, I love it. I love the variety.
Yeah.
What about you, Joe?
Well, I can tell you that the day I moved here, it was 114 degrees. So there's that. I'm still trying to process that, but somebody had described Las Vegas to me as the best small town big city in America, and that turned out to be so true because since I've been here, when I go to a meeting, all the right people are at the table. Everybody's offices is only a 20-minute drive. It is one of the most efficient, effective, productive workforce systems that I got a chance to see because everybody is just at your fingertips. So that's pretty much.
Nice. I'm glad to hear it. It's good to know that we're making a good first impression. Maybe you'll stick around for a while.
Well, you got to have to help me with the 114 degrees.
Okay,
yeah.
well, we'll work on that. I'll see what I can do.
See what you can do.
Now, you mentioned having a lot of experience in workforce, years of experience. I know you both do. Joe, what makes you passionate about this kind of work? What keeps you staying with the work?
Well, that's a great question. The people who are the most successful in the workforce environment, people that make this their careers, we all have one thing in common. One is just empathy for our fellow man. We never count anybody down and out. And two, all of us could tell you a personal story on how when we were young and trying to figure out our lives and figure out our careers, somebody mentored us, somebody reached down and gave us the tools that led to a pathway of success. What we did with those tools was completely up to us, but if it wasn't for people that saw our potential and helped us, I wouldn't have the job that I have today. I wouldn't have the job that I had for the last 10 years. So so when I see somebody who's unemployed or out of work, especially like a young person, I don't see somebody unmotivated. I just see somebody who hasn't been challenged, or somebody who maybe doesn't have a role model in their life to help them gather those tools up. And I get to see that every day. I get to see how people respond to just a little bit of help. You know, we can hold the door, but they have to walk through it, and people do that.
Yeah, I love that. I love that personal connection and investment in actual people. I mean, I think a lot of times we tend to think about the numbers and how many people are either out of work or underemployed or whatever. So having that personal connection is really good. Keep the motivation up.
I keep reminding myself, I was that young man who didn't know what he wanted to be when he grew up, and a lot of people helped me make those decisions. So I appreciate that, and I want to give back into that system.
Yeah, awesome. And Yvette, I know you have a personal story or a personal history, so to speak. Would you mind sharing a little bit about that, about your reasons for being so connected to this?
Yeah, it was a career coach that was located in a college campus that helped me find the way to get back to school. So I was in a GED class, and during that class, there was a career coach who came in to help me apply for financial aid, to ask if I was interested in going to college. So when I was younger, I too was looking for a career pathway. I found myself taking GED classes after not being in school for a long time. My career coach was located inside a college campus, and while I was taking my GED classes, he would help the students to find a way to get into college. So he helped me with my documentation for college. He helped me prepare my FAFSA, get my schedule, and help me just align with the training that I needed for a career. So it was due to him that I was able to be successful, because on my first day of school, when I was very nervous about it, he walked me to my first class and my second class and gave me the confidence to be able to complete college. So that was, it made a huge impact in my life. It's the reason I'm here.
That's wonderful. I mean, and I think it's especially impactful that you can relate to a lot of the people that we work with, right? Like you say, you know, you can talk to people about the challenges they may be having and understanding how they need just a little bit of support.
Absolutely, because I had all the barriers that you can imagine. I had small children. I didn't have transportation. I was low income. That's the reason that I was in the GED class in the first place. It was part of the program for me to continue to receive food stamps at the time. So it was very impactful to have someone that cared about my future, helped me to see that I could do something like that. So it made a tremendous impact, and I hope that what we do has that kind of impact in our community.
I love it. And look at you now. Running the program. I love it. Now, Joe, we've talked about you being relatively new. How long have you been here again?
A little over a month.
A little over a month. So talk a little bit more, if you would, about what encourages you. You talked about having a connected system here. What are you looking forward to as you kind of start settling into your work here? What encourages you about working in the system here in Southern Nevada?
Well, I was blessed coming aboard. I have the most amazing team that was handed to me when I walked in the door, and they're all relatively new. These are the most kind, professional, passionate people I've ever had the opportunity to work with, and so they inspire me to be a good leader. So I wake up every morning and I can't wait to come in and just meet with these guys and come up with our agenda for the day. Everybody is doing exactly what we need them to do for us to be successful. And so for me, as I just felt like I was just given a gift of a great team, and then it's up to me to take it where we need to take it to be successful. The other thing is every day we get to meet participants that went from being unemployed or making minimum wage to making $20 or $25 an hour, and that's not just more money. That is access to reliable transportation, a better car. Maybe that's an apartment or a house in a better neighborhood, or getting your kids into a different school, safer school. This is generational, this change. And when you do it long enough, you get to see participants come into program as 18, 19 years old, or even younger. Then you bump into them out in the real world, and they're married with kids, and they have the house. And not that I was fully responsible for that, but I was partly responsible for giving them the keys to success or remove some barriers for them. And we get to see that every day. So if that doesn't motivate you, then you're in the wrong line of work. I don't know what would motivate you if that doesn't.
Yeah, that's amazing. It's a wonderful feeling to know that your work is actually having an impact, that you're actually helping people better their lives, right? Yeah. I love it. Well, Yvette, what do you see for the future as you're sort of leading the team? Joe talked about his team, and you lead a bigger team that Joe's also a part of. What are you seeing for the future of your team and the work that you're doing?
So I feel like we're making a lot of progress. So we've just recently strengthened our partnership with Dieter, which is going to be completely transformative for the entire system. Dieter being the tip of the spear is a critical integration in the entire ecosystem of what we do. So I'm really excited about that. And I know that we're working towards a model where people can come to any one of the centers across Clark County in Southern Nevada and have access to someone that can connect them to different funding sources that can help them with their career paths. So they can tap into someone at vocational rehab or Title I funding or adult education. It's just an incredible opportunity for us to partner as a true ecosystem, and I see that happening right in front of my eyes.
Yeah, I love it too. I think I came in at a great time. I haven't been here much longer than you, and getting to see all of this really, not that it wasn't there, but just really kind of coming out of the pandemic and getting together and pulling in the same direction. I see a lot more opportunities for everybody going forward. So that's exciting.
It is.
Well, is there anything else that you all wanted to share before we wrap it up for today? Anything you didn't get a chance to say?
I don't think so. Just if anyone is looking for training opportunities or employment, they can come by the one-stop career centers or at any one of the libraries across Clark County. There's one in Mesquite. There's one in Laughlin, where people can have access to all of the funding that we have under Title I.
Excellent. Joe?
For me, in my universe, we have business hubs all over the city. And if you're a small business owner or operator, I implore you to come in and talk to one of my teammates about what we can do to help your business stay competitive. The pandemic was brutal for all of us, and we're climbing out of it. Las Vegas is the fastest growing city in the country. There's opportunity out there. There's people moving here on a daily basis. So tap into our resources, get into our talent pool, get into our incentives for employee and training, and let's make you competitive and keep you open.
Great. And I have a special place in my heart for the business hubs. I get to work with your amazing team on a daily basis. So I love it. Thank you both so much for being here today. I really appreciate it. I'm glad I got a chance to talk with you. And thank you for tuning in to the WC Podcast again. We hope you enjoyed, and we will see you next time. Welcome to the Against the Wall segment. This is 3 sections of rapid fire questions with our guests, Yvette Bayless and Joe McClintock. First segment, your favorites. So we'll start with you, Joe. Your favorite book?
Anything by Thich Nhat Hanh. Anything.
Mine is A Tree Grows in Brooklyn.
Favorite movie?
Life is Beautiful.
That's my favorite movie too. That's
Is it
weird.
really?
Yes.
Oh, okay. Interesting.
Yes.
Okay. Favorite city to visit?
It used to be Vegas. I have to find a new one now, so I'm going to go with Seattle.
Seattle, okay.
Mine is Santa Fe.
Oh, okay. Sort of back home. Favorite food?
Hatch green chili.
Green enchiladas.
That Southwest coming out. Your favorite artist or musical group?
Oh, Radiohead, Bruce Springsteen. Either of the two.
Pink Floyd.
Okay, got some rock heads here. Okay. Your favorite holiday?
Thanksgiving.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with the pie option there.
I have to ask you all about that later. Your favorite sports team?
Manchester United.
Denver Broncos.
All right, we got football and football. Okay, nice. All right, and that completes our segment, Your Favorites. Moving on, we are now in the segment, Tough Choices. So these are your tough choices. Vacation in the U.S. or abroad? Joe?
Abroad. Sorry.
That's okay.
I'm going to say the U.S.
Okay. Play sports or watch sports?
I think I'm in the watch sports transition phase of my life, yes.
Watch sports.
Okay. Red wine or white wine?
I'm going to say rosé just to be difficult.
Red.
All right. And sleep in or have a hearty breakfast?
Ooh, neither. I'm an early riser, pot of coffee, good to go.
Sleeping.
Sleep in. Okay, I like that. Owe money or owe a favor?
I would say I'd rather owe a favor.
I'd rather owe money.
Justice or grace?
Oh, justice every time.
Justice.
Okay, didn't sound quite definite there, but we'll talk about that later. That's okay.
There's more to
I'm
that.
not sure.
Yeah, I know there's more there, but we're moving on from tough choices. Thank you for your responses there, and we're going to move right on to the segment, our last segment, Finish the Sentence. The sentence is, if I could live anywhere in the world, it would be...
I'm going to say Vegas. I'm having a really good time living here right now.
Nice.
I'm going to say Santorini, Greece.
Your favorite thing about your job is?
The people I work with, they're awesome.
Same for me.
If you could travel back in time, you would travel to?
Oh, I would probably the 60s, the mid-60s, 1960s.
I travel back to like the Pueblo Indian days. I'd like to experience that before true civilization.
Nice. The best part of living in Southern Nevada is?
The sunshine.
Mountains.
Sunshine and mountains, despite the 114 degrees. All right.
A little bitter about that.
And 3 words that describe you are?
Oh, I'm a bit, I'm not stubborn. I'm a bit tenacious. I'm full of empathy, and I'm very giving, probably too giving.
Okay. 3 words about you are?
I am persistent. I am determined, and I'm positive.
Okay. And our final question. Doing the WC podcast today was?
So much fun.
Best experience of my life, Malik.
Glad to hear it, both of you. Thank you once again for doing the WC podcast and our Against the Wall segment. It's so good to talk to both of you today.